cannot remember, Lucy. You cannot remember what you must remember. That is why I tell you. I will tell you every morning of every day that you toil in the mill. Upstream the river was our land, Rodman land, fine land. The meadows flooded in spring and dried in summer as nature would have it. The haying was good till one day it weren't. Meadows never drained that whole summer. Hay rotted where it lay. Your grandfather, Abraham Rodman, and the overmen went downstream to see who'd be fool enough to dam the river, fool enough to think they owned the water. You know what followed. You see who won. Those with greater wealth won. Abraham Rodman fought the revolution bravely. Abraham Rodman suffered a bayonet wound to the chest. To what end? To be robbed of his livelihood, his property? To have ye, his only living descendant, work for the thieves that destroyed him? See what we come to? You remember, Lucy. You remember well. We were upstream. If water can be owned, it was owned by us first. When you catch a glimpse of the shining outside those windows, remember, that's your water powering the machines, Lucy Abigail Rodman. Rodman water. There's a drop of Abraham Rodman's sweat and tears in every bolt of cloth that comes out of that meal. You remember that.
Yes, grandmother.
Now eat. You'll need your strength.
You are my mother and father, and I shall honor your wishes, of course, but I implore you to hear me out before you make a determination.
It is up to your father, Octavia.
Your thoughts on it, mother?
Idle hands do make the devil's work.
'Tis true.
But my hands are idle. I am idle. Very idle.
No one should be that idle, Octavia. You should help your mother.
I do help, Mother.
There'll be a day a little short of patience with the chickens, Octavia.
Oh, chickens. My labor could be put to so much better use. I could earn a wage. Real wage.
Money's the root of all evil. Let us not forget that.
Money is also very useful, is it not?
It is.
It is, as it is the root of all evil.
I could contribute to my dowry.
Dowry.
I've already taken care of the dowry, Octavia. It's a father's responsibility as he's able.
Perhaps a larger dowry, father?
Octavia's not a queen, now is she? Wouldn't expect she'd need a pot of gold.
If I contributed to my dowry, you could put money towards old age. It approaches more quickly than we like to think. Oh, I'm tired of cows and pigs and chickens. I want to do something. I want to go somewhere. Cousin Sabrina's fine. You read her letters. She goes to boarding every Sunday. She boards with a very respectable family, and she sends a portion of her wage home every payday. A payday. Imagine that. I wish to have a payday. Oh, please.
There's Amos Coffin to consider.
Not Amos Coffin. Let us not consider him.
It is natural to feel restless at 16, Octavia, but you won't be 16 for long. And I have it on good authority that Amos Coffin plans to court you at 17. Hard to be courted if you're not here.
Thankfully.
Just how many eligible young men do you think there are? You should be flattered to have his eye.
I don't want Amos Coffin's eye or any other part of him.
Octavia!
Father, please.
Amos Coffin is a dullard.
Shame on you, Benjamin Brown. Amos Coffin is a child of God, as are we all.
He's a dull child of God, Bettina. You best admit it.
You wish Octavian old maid.
No, I do not. There is no greater misery than an unhappy marriage. Octavia is young yet. There's a greater chance.
Then, may I?
You're well suited for school teaching. Why not school teaching? You know more than Miss Stafford.
Stafford can little afford to give up her position since her husband got kicked in the head by that horse.
But everyone expected Octavia to obtain that post when Mrs. Stafford came with child.
Little chance of that now, Mother.
Fool horse.
Mother, may I?
It is up to your father.
Do you say what you mean now, Mother?
Would I say it if I did not mean it?
You may go.
Oh, thank you, Mother! Do not worry, Mother. I will not squander my earnings. Thank you!
Squander? How can you squander money continuing your dowry? Octavia! Why is it that I sense she has a plan?
Because Octavia always has a plan, Mother. It's her nature, yet she's strong. She's good. We've done our work. The rest is up to Providence.
Hannah! Hannah, come down. Are you mad? You can't stay in that tree forever. Hannah,
I want to be a boy.
it won't work. You're a girl.
It's not fair. I want to be a boy.
You best watch your tongue. If you let God, might not he hear you?
I hope he does.
If he does, he may well throw you from that tree and break your leg. Hannah, will you ruin my leave taking? It's Father's decision. I have 3 brothers. Why would I want a 4th? Hannah,
What is the square root of 361, Ephraim?
I know you're smarter than me. Everyone does.
Then I should go. I want to go.
But you're just a girl, Hannah.
I'm just a girl. It's not fair. I'm just a girl.
Come down, Hannah. Please?
The square root of 361 is 19, Ephraim. I'll miss you.
I shall miss you too, Hannah Chaffee. You've been my shadow since I was 3. You should know, this is Father's will, and he is right. The farm can't support the lot of us, but if I could, I would take your place. Shall you be cautious and keep your health?
Shall you be studious and keep yours? I shall write. Please write. What is it?
7 o'clock. Breakfast. Hurry!
These new girls came late last night. Hannah Shafee, Octavia Brown, meet Millie Stedman, Sadie Thrush, and my own, Sally.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Hello. Hello.
Will be a meat sandwich for lunch, Lucy. I promise. Now, eat.
Eat!
Certainly is loud in the factory. Certainly is. My ears do ring. Do yours? They really do ring. Makes a person feel she has bats in the belfry. It lessens over time, I expect. So, where are you from, Hannah? Newport, New Hampshire. I'm from Rutland, Vermont.
Weren't Elizabeth Jackson from Rutland, Miss Mulligan? She's always talking about how pretty her country was up there.
Who's Elizabeth?
Oh, she was a girl we once had here. Sad when that happened.
She got the kiss of death. Kiss of death? Right, Mama?
Well, hard to say if she did or didn't. Just, nice girl though, just don't be too hurried into doing anything different. Don't know what sort of diseases are on them things.
The kiss of death!
Sally Mulligan, eat!
Gotta get the thread through somehow and quick, easier with your teeth than your fingers.
Don't be too hurried into doing anything different, Sadie. Now eat! And don't let anyone hurry you.
Come on!
But we only decide.
10 minutes to get to the gate. That's it. Thank you, Miss Mulligan.
Thank you, Mrs. Mulligan.
Thank you, Miss Mulligan.
Thank you.
Bells, bells, bells. 4:50 bell, 5 o'clock bell, 5:30 bell, 6 bell, dinner bell, 7 o'clock bell. Bells, bells, bells. When I pass this world, Sally, I'll truly know it when I land in hell. From all the ringing of bells.
Am I gonna go work in the mill, Mama?
Oh, not if I've got any word about it. What's that, poor child?
Kiss of love.
Oh, silly goose. Come on now, dishes to wash and dinner to cook.
Dishes to wash and dinner to cook. Dishes to wash and supper to cook. Dishes to wash and breakfast to cook. Right, Mama?
Right.
Dear Ephraim, there's food plenty, but no time to eat it. My ears still ring. I'm covered in cotton dust. The girl on the floor next to me has a constant wheeze. You hear it not when the machines are running, but when they stop, it is strange. A disorienting silence, the ringing in my ears, and then the wheeze. She sounds like Great Uncle Thaddeus, whereas he's close to 80, but the girl's but 15. Dear Ephraim,
Excuse my shaking hand. This tiredness. I'm very tired on account of it being the first day. The girls here are pleasant, and Mrs. Mulligan feeds us very well. The work is not hard. I like it here.
We're getting a game up at my uncle's. Do you want to join us?
I need to wrap my sister yet.
Come, meet the others, Ephraim. Your letter can wait.
It will be a bad start, breaking my promise so early. Hannah's at the mill. She pays my tuition.
Well, well, it appears that half of Harvard College relies on sisterly aid. Quite a successful idea, actually, sending the girls off to work before they're married. Factory work requires very little skill or intelligence, for what I understand.
Hannah has more brains than the two of us combined.
How scary! A girl with brains!
What is more frightening, however, is the state of Manchester's factories. I worry for Hannah. Perhaps Thomas Jefferson was right to suggest we stay in agrarian society.
And rely on the British for manufacturing? Let them rely on us. There is no Manchester, England here, Ephraim.
I hope not.
Your sister is in good company, engaged in useful work. Labor is a form of prayer. Now come, it is rare for my uncle to open his gates to us. You could ask him of the mills. I believe he is partnered in one.
I still have a letter to write.
Well, then relieve yourself of these familial obligations you take so seriously. Perhaps it will improve your humor.
So, Hannah Chaffee writes her brother at Harvard College. I'd wager that letter shan't be sent. You see how tired she is. Poor girl.
We're all on the same boat, on the same ship to sea. Ain't nothing to be done about it. That's why I don't bother with steering. I just go along as it goes. Ain't nothing else to be done.
There's much to be done, Millie, if you set your mind to it. Look at the opportunities earning a wage brings. There's a college in Ohio, Oberlin College. They accept girls. I've already started to save. In 4 years' time, that's where I'll be.
College ain't for girls, Octavia. That's a waste of good money.
It's her money to waste, Millie. Bell rings awfully early, Octavia. Good night.
College?
Oh, she'll forget about it when she gets a fellow.
No, I won't. I think it's a grand plan.
Really?
Do you know what I'd like to do? Build a bridge. It had never occurred to me, but now that I've seen the bridges here, how? How the stones sit up in midair with no support below? Do you know? If I went to this school, this Oberlin College, would you teach me that? The girls learn everything there that the boys do. They're so lucky. It's not fair. Why can't I be lucky? I have yet to go, but you're going to go, aren't you? 4 years. It'll take me 4 years of work to save enough money. His grand plan, though, isn't it? To go to college out west and then come back east to start my own. College for girls, Hannah, so that they may build bridges. If you want something, if you truly want something, then you must set your sights, remain steadfast in your purpose, and work.
I'm gratified to hear that your letter brought nothing but ordinary of news. I'm glad to hear that you get on so easily there, and you enjoy the work. I know you said I mustn't worry, but I've spent almost all my years guarding you against dangers. The stove is hot, Hannah. Stay away from the edge. Leave the bowl be. You do remember, don't you, little sister? The bowl. Do you still dream of the raging beast as you once did?
I do have one room available. The rent is $1.25, payable in advance.
I'll take it.
Dear Ephraim, today was further proof that the very young do not belong in the factory. A girl, but 9, slid down the banister from the 4th floor to the 1st. I'm sure it was fun on the way down. Now she lies concussed and unconscious. I'm sorry to write these things. It's just sometimes. I am well. I keep my health. Thank you for your notes on Greek and oratory. Both Octavia and I make good study of them in the evening, and any scribbling on any subject that you do not need would be made full use of. As for the bowl, I will never forget it, nor your bravery. But I dream of it not. I dream of machines solely and every night. I must go. As always, I must go.
Sadie, what is it?
She's worried about her looms, ain't she? They doubled up on us. For 2 years, it was 1 loom apiece. Now all of a sudden it's 2. Think they'd double the pay.
The sun will rise in the west and set in the east before I see that.
Should be paying double. Double the worry. My nerves are so jumpy. I feel like an accident waiting to happen. I put it for the folding room. It's quiet in here. It's good.
What's that? Half the pay?
3/4. It's quiet in here. It's good. Maybe you should think of it, Sadie.
You should think of it, Sadie. If I could afford it, I would. If only to get away from the din. I don't mind 2 looms, but I find it hard to think with all the noise.
All I think about is going home. An accident waiting to happen. That's me. Been here 2 years. I'd be better off hiring myself out.
I'd rather work in the mill than clean house any day of the week. At least in the mill, you've got some independence.
I'd be better off. Hiring out is fine, but I'll not do it. What does one contribute to when hired out?
Another woman's household.
That's what.
What does one contribute to in the mill? The overseer's house on the hill. That's what.
The very grand house on the hill, that's what.
The short-sighted view I feel. We girls are indispensable to the economy. We'll be acknowledged as such someday. Our country builds its efforts on our daily efforts. I think you could even get a vote. Don't get that by going to service.
A vote? What would a woman do with a vote?
Use it well, I would venture. As to work, let us work. We shall be rewarded. Lest we forget that work is a form of prayer.
If that be so, may I become an atheist.
Oh, for heaven's sake!
What's an atheist, Mama?
Oh, there's no such thing! Only the temporarily misguided fool!
It's coming. I've seen it other places. First, they double up on your work and they cut your wage. And if you're in a corporation town dependent on their store, they raise the prices too. Not only can't you win, you can't stay even. That's what we'll understand together. I saw it with the meal spinners.
The mule spinners ain't girls.
Same principle applies.
Oh, the same principle rarely supplies. Of that much I'm sure of. A vote!
They tried to cut the meal spinners' wages, and the meal spinners turned out a week, and they called them back with no cut wages. I saw it. They stood together. If they tried here, that's what we should do. Stand together.
I'm an accident waiting to happen.
Oh, Sadie child, you shouldn't work yourself up so.
I'm going home, Mrs. Mulligan.
No, you can't.
How would?
I'll miss you too much, Sadie.
Best thing, because it's coming. Have
Then why
Sa-
don't you go too?
No place to go. I'm on my own. Tell you what, though, when that gets here, I'm standing up and turning out. You predict the future, Octavia. I'll tell you what I predict. I predict that if we don't stand up together, and if need be, turn out, the only ones left in the mills will be those that haven't a choice. A grim circumstance. No choice.
So that's it. I figured it out.
What do you hold in your hands, girls? What do you hold? Less wages than you held the last day of pay? Is that right? Is that what you hold? Less wages? Yes. And did you do less work? No. Produce less cloth? No. Play when you should be toiling? No. Then what happened?
Demand is down?
Demand is down. That's what they said, ain't it? Demand is down. And whose doing is that? Is it yours? No. Then why are you paying for it? Why is it coming out of your blood, sweat, and tears, and not out of their profits? Do they not make enough off of us without stealing from us? I ask you, do they not make enough off of us without stealing from us? Are you just gonna let them steal from you?
Maybe.
What happens to a thief who rips no punishment?
He steals again.
Are you just gonna let them steal from you? What happened when they doubled up the looms? Did you speak up? No. Did they increase your wage to compensate you for your extra work? No. Are you just gonna let them steal from you again? No. They hear us. They have eyes and ears plenty. Let it be known, if our wages are restored by Monday morning, work continues. If not, then it stops. We turn out. If our wages stay cut, what are we going to do? Turn out!
Should have asked rather than told. They don't care to be told.
Do they care to be asked, Octavia?
Perhaps not. I do think we should have started the petition.
Ugh, what's taking so long?
I'm scared.
Nothing to be scared of. Hold my hands. We're all on the same ship, you see.
Here she comes.
What they say?
They said no.
No?
Of course they said no. How do they know that we're serious? We have to show them that we're serious. So, are you with me? Are you just gonna let them steal from you again?
They stole enough. That's Robin's water out there. My water. I'm turning out.
Are you coming, Octavia? I'm going.
are.
Octavia Brown, sir.
I see you applied for the folding room. You would prefer the folding room, Miss Brown?
Yes, sir.
Do you believe the girls to be committed to this action? You would prefer the folding room, Miss Brown.
Yes, sir.
It does not harm you to answer my question then. It may be of some more benefit to you. After all, there is a reason you stand here alone. You do not agree with the other's actions, do you?
Turning out seems a bit of a drastic measure.
It is drastic, a waste of money and time. Why do the others not see this?
Because
They are unable to prioritize, unlike you, Miss Brown. We all have our masters. It is best to toe the line. Do you believe the girls to be fully committed to this action?
not fully.
As I thought. You'll be assigned the folding room. You may go.
Thank you, sir.
A foolish action. I'll forgive them this time. Except for the Amazon. When I started this trouble, this Bridget McElmail. I'll alert the other mills of her. I'll blackmail her.
Oh, I'm proud, Lucy. Proud, proud, proud. Your grandfather, Abraham Rudd, would be proud. How are we going to eat?
Not you, Bridget McElmail. No mill in New England will hire you. Bridget! To help keep you warm.
If it comes to it, it does. And there is nothing to be done. No one lives forever. Your second cousins in Pennsylvania agree to take you if need be. It says right here. Listen well, Lucy. In the cellar, 5 paces in, 5 hands up, there's a stone loose in the foundation. Behind that stone is a box. Should be enough money hidden there to get me to the ground and you to Pennsylvania. You understand?
Yes, Grandmother.
I don't know if I should send you sooner.
No.
All these Irish milling about, providing cheap labor for the thieves and making things worse and worse for us. Why should we be taking on their problems? Papa's to boot. The old way's gone. I should have sent you sooner. Oh, Lucy, no one lives forever. Though, I might. Just to spite him. You remember well, Lucy Abigail Rodman. In the cellar, 5 paces in, 5 hands up. It's the only thing that'll save you.
Dear Hannah, I have heard news of unrest among a few of the mill operatives. You weren't among those causing the ruckus, I'm certain. Far too busy as you are building imaginary bridges.
Whereas, you ought to be building real ones.
Henry is well informed of this matter, given his uncle's position. He assured me that the mill continues to operate satisfactorily with the workers content.
Content? That's a bit of a strain.
He says that a few of the Amazons were the source of the problem. I'm happy to hear it has been so readily resolved.
They make it sound as if what we tried to do was nothing. The first time, with Bridget, remember? But we lasted 5 days with 500 girls. How can they call that nothing? We was defeated. That's the truth of it, because we need the mill more than it needs us. But it weren't nothing.
It's okay, Millie. 2 pieces of brotherly advice. Stay clear of the Amazons, Hannah. What's an Amazon?
A very strong girl.
Is that bad? Keep in mind your goal of husband and family. I pity those screeching, aggressive creatures when I think of how empty their future lives shall be. Sounds bad. He doesn't understand.
It is impossible. If we don't raise our voices, no one hears. If we do raise our voices, no one listens.
Haven't heard your voice all that loud, Octavia.
Really?
I thought through reason.
Well, you thought wrong.
You're right.
Well,
Seems that no matter what we're willing to give, we take more. I heard a conversation outside the folding room today. They're planning a speed up.
Oh no.
Tomorrow the machines will be running faster than ever.
Oh, Hannah.
I don't like the sound of that cough.
My other piece of brotherly advice, Hannah, is to stay clear of cads. Boston is full of the Irish. They flood the city with their desperation. Many of them worry over the Roman Catholic influence on the country, whereas I worry over my little sister, Hannah. Yes, still, your loving brother, Ephraim.
Are you joining us tonight?
Of course,
We'll be dining at my sister's. She's procured a Bridget for her household,
a Bridget.
an Irish housemaid.
You sure this Bridget has a name, Henry?
She does. Bridget. I advise my sister to be wary, though. I've heard that the Bridget sneaks one children out and have them baptized as Catholics. Can you imagine my own niece enslaved by the Papists? I wonder if this Bridget will be pretty.
Thank you, Mrs. Mulcahy.
Oh, girls, there's something I heard. I thought you got to know about it. Miss Willard from the corporation says she'll be raising boarding fees.
What?
I got no say in it. If I were the world, things be different. But I don't. I'm sorry. Come along now, Sally.
as you say, Octavia, they take more and more and more.
I worry for you, Hannah.
Your health. I'm tired.
You need a rest. Surely you could.
When Ephraim has finished his schooling, then I'll rest.
Hannah, I'll be leaving at month's end.
Leaving?
It is earlier than I planned, but I've been in correspondence with the head of Oberlin College. He's offered me an assistantship to offset a portion of my tuition there. With that and my savings, I'm ready.
How lucky. That's wonderful, Octavia. I'll miss you.
I will worry about you.
Don't worry. One day you'll turn and there I'll be, following in your footsteps.
Get those machines running. Keep those machines running. Back to your looms.
It was my shuttle. My shuttle flew.
No. No.
Did you collect the money? Weren't you leaving by week's end?
Not if I can do any good by staying. Hannah is my friend.
Not just yours, you weren't.
No, all of ours. Let me help Millie. Octavia Brown, I signed the petition for the 10-hour workday. It's bad enough the recent wage reductions, but conditions are deplorable here.
The petition
served as a tool to organize. The Mule Spinners Association even signed it. But none of us believed it would be successful. It's got no teeth. We're going to call for a turnout.
It won't just be our mills turning out, Octavia. It'll be all the mills in the city.
All the mills?
Why, when they cut my wages, do they cut yours? Because they get together and talk. So that's what we did. We got together. Close to 3,000 operatives so far.
Remember the $4 association fee you paid when you signed the petition? That money's our no-work fund.
We're going to pay the girls who can't afford to work or turn out. They pay them to go to work. We pay them not to go to work.
Doesn't matter if she's been working a day or a decade. We'll pay her. Even the Irish girls.
That's brilliant.
First, we agitate. Then we take on the 10-hour day cause. And if, and when they cut our wages, we call for a turnout.
But don't tell any of the girls about this. If the mill owners hear about this, they'll crush us before we can start.
Gotta tell them. Otherwise, some of them won't turn out.
The day of the turnout. That's when we'll tell them. Not a minute before.
Agreed.
We are not machines, yet we work like machines. From sun up to after sundown, 80 hours a week. A machine does not need to feel the sun upon its face. A machine does not need to breathe in fresh air. A machine does not need time to digest its meal or engage its mind. We are not the machines. Let the machines work 80 hours a week through insufferable heat and frigid cold. Let the machines breathe in nothing but lid-filled air. We are not machines. Are we? Are we?
No! Are we slaves?
No!
Then why do we slave to the factory bell? Are we slaves?
No!
What do we want? We want a 10-hour day.
10-hour day! 10-hour day! 10-hour day! 10-hour day! 10-hour day!
Quiet. I just heard our wages are to be cut again. Are you going to let them steal from you again?
Are you going to let them steal from you again? No!
Then we turn out.
Turn out! Turn out!
Listen and pass it on. All the mills in the city are turning out. No one crossed the line. If you're in need, come to us. We'll let ourselves be known. No one crossed the line.
Listen and pass it on. Cross the line. If you're in need, come to us. We'll let ourselves be known. No one crossed the line. Turn out! 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 I'll be leaving when this is over. Are you going to be all right here?
Here? Not likely. You think I was a murderer the way they go on about me. But luckily, I found myself a new vocation. Organizer. Plenty of mill towns, Octavia. Plenty of need. Only Hannah were here to see it. Only so she could be going too.
Ephraim asked how you could help. I told him to vote against those who oppose us. Vote for legislators, become legislators. The fact that we rely on men to become legislators. Women should be legislators.
Gotta obtain the right to vote first, Octavia.
I plan to try.
They agreed to reinstate our wages. But they won't give us a 10-hour day.
That's only half of what we want.
We can't hold out for much longer, Millie. They have greater reserves. They own the banks.
Then we'll take it.
And continue to fight. The time will come when we have a 10-hour day.
I believe that. I believe we can change the future.
If you want something, if you truly want something, then you must set your sights, remain steadfast in your purpose, and work. Oh, isn't it a pity such a pretty girl as I should be sent to a factory to pine away and die? But I
can't catch me.
I'll get you next time.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Hey, Pavel, come play hide and seek. Music won't keep up your strength.
Couldn't you at least play a happier song?
Pavel!
Where are you going? We're in the middle of a game, and you're it.
All right. No one else is going to get past me.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Hey, Miroslav!
Quick, Yana! Home free, you can't catch me! Home free!
Why, you?
You can't catch anyone.
There's still Ava.
Whoops! I'm away from home base.
You better watch it. No, you better watch it. You're it again.
You're it, you're it, you're it.
No, you're it.
That's not fair!
You're off base.
But the game was over.
No, it wasn't. He didn't start counting again.
But
Elena's right. Ready?
I don't want to be it.
Those are the rules.
Ava, I'm hungry.
We're going to play again.
But I'm hungry.
Start counting.
All right. But it's not fair. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
A train! Empty or full? I can't see from here.
It must be full. There weren't any transport notices.
More people?
There's not enough room now.
More food. I'm going to see what's going on.
But we're in the middle of a game.
You can't get out of playing You're It.
You're it, you're it, you're it.
I don't care. We're not allowed near the trains.
Let me go.
You can get shot.
Don't worry. I know where to hide.
Okay, you hide and I'll be it.
That's not what I meant.
Eric!
Ava, don't go.
All right. I'm it. 1, 2. You better hide. I've got a good spot.
Come on, Yana. You hide with me.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. The last butterfly. The very last. So richly, brightly, dazzlingly yellow. Such a yellow as if the sun dripped tears upon a white, bright stone. The last butterfly floated lightly way up high. It went away, I'm sure, because it wished to kiss the world goodbye. But I never saw another butterfly. That one was the last. Butterflies don't live here, in the ghetto.
I've lived here in the ghetto for more than a year. In Terezin, in the Black Town. And when I remember my dear old home, I find I love it more than I did. I want to go back home again. Home. It makes me think of sweet spring flowers. Before, when I lived there, it never seemed so warm and safe. But now, I look around and at once I'm in a ghetto. A place of evil and fear. There's little to eat and much to want. And bit by bit, it's a horror just to live. But no one must give up. The world turns and times change. Yana, where are you?
Over here.
Stay where I can see you.
I'm hungry.
I know. We all hope the day will come when we'll go back home again. Now I know how dear it is, and often I remember it. Ava Hilarova, 14, Barrack L 310.
Yana Hilarova, 6, Barrack L 310.
Miroslav Weiss, 15, Derek L 318.
Pavel Hoffman, 14, Barrack L 318.
Elena Ledorova, 12, Barrack L 310.
Aron Tabriz, 13, Barrack L 318.
Helene Melanie Lebel, 12, Barrack L 310. Friedrich Paul von Gersheim, 10, Barrack L 318.
Sarah Jadelowitz, 9, Barrack L 310.
Carl Kosik, 11, Barrack L 318.
Wilma Sleisinger Mayer, 14, Barrack L 310. Emma Arnold, 8, Barrack L 310. Terezin,
Czechoslovakia, 1942.
Eric Kozik, 8, Barrack L 318.
Are you all right?
Sure, I told you I wouldn't get caught.
What did you see?
It's a small transport. About 10 cars.
Got a lot more kids.
Gabriella Wentarova, 12, 83 Salenta Street, Prague. Martin Lowy, 10, 317 Mazel Street, Prague.
Not anymore.
What do you mean?
It means now you live in Terrazin.
Yes, but
Life here is going to be a little different.
where's my room?
Your room?
You don't get a room.
You sleep over there with everyone else.
When you can sleep.
Nighttime can be scary.
You hear people crying and screaming.
And guards shouting. There must be some mistake.
There's no mistake.
You don't understand. I went to speak to someone in church. I'm Martin Lowy. I didn't do anything wrong. They came to our house. They chased away the servants. They formed us into a line. I got separated from my parents. I tried to tell them, but no one would listen. They pushed me into a boxcar with a bunch of people I didn't even know. They closed the doors. The train started moving, and when it stopped, we were here. It's a mistake. I'm Martin Lowy. My father's Václav Lowy. My mother's Atella. I have a little brother, Josef. I live at 317 Mazel Street in Prague.
We all used to live somewhere else.
I don't belong here. And I'm hungry. I haven't eaten since they took us from our house.
Oh, he's hungry.
Eric, stop it.
We wait in line at 7 a.m., noon, and 7 p.m. to get some warm water with a salty or coffee taste and a crust of bread.
Sometimes they give us moldy potatoes.
When we're lucky.
My mother's a wonderful cook, and she used to sing with opera. That's where she met my father. He was a musician and... Ouch! Something bit me.
Bugs. You'll get used to them. Where's the adult in charge?
Who?
You want to see Colonel Rom? No, you don't.
Where are the parents?
Some are in the camp.
Not ours.
No, not ours.
Some get sent other places.
The guards went to go process the new prisoners. I'm going to try and get Mrs. Kafkova. Be careful. Bring everyone to the storeroom behind C-17.
Don't leave anything lying around.
Unless you want it to disappear.
You'll get used to it.
Miroslav went to go get Mrs. Kafkova. We're going to try to have school.
School? It's a secret. They don't want us to learn anything here.
So we have to be careful. Like hide and seek. How do you go to school if you don't have to?
Just hurry up.
Follow me.
Did she tell you it's against the rules? That you could be shot?
Pavel!
She has a right to know.
We'll be safe.
But you'll have to watch out for the guards. Thanks.
Keep an eye out for scraps of paper or old office forms. Anything you can write on or with.
Just don't let the guards see you pick them up.
You came.
Yeah.
You have to be very careful all the time. Do you have school every day?
No, sometimes it's too dangerous.
Where's Mrs. Kafkova?
She won't be coming anymore.
You mean she's dead?
Yes. How?
Shot?
For what?
Does it matter?
I want to know.
No one would tell me. No more school.
Eric. She was my friend.
I saw a man shot. He wouldn't get on the train. For a second, it looked like he was flying. I wonder if it feels like you're flying.
Did they find out about the school?
I don't think so.
You don't think so? Were you followed?
No?
Are you sure?
They would have come in by now.
Put us all in danger.
What are we going to do?
We're going to stop breaking the rules. We're going to stop this stupid school. We're going to stop giving them reasons to kill us.
They don't need reasons. Mrs. Kafkova isn't dead because of the school. The school's what kept you going. And we're going to continue it.
What?
How? Who's going to be the teacher? I've got her books. We can teach each other.
You're crazy.
The school will continue in her memory. We'll meet in the barracks from now on. It'll draw less attention.
So we won't even be safe there?
We'll be careful. Someone will always be watching. Later, we'll go through the books and see who can teach what. Today, I'll start with a history lesson. No,
This should be for poetry.
Poetry? We don't have
Mrs.
time for...
Kappa loved poetry.
She helped me and Eric write a poem.
History, poetry, get us all killed.
Hobble.
Don't worry, I won't give you away.
Maybe he's right. No! We've got to keep our minds alive. You read the poetry, I'll stand guard.
We'll read our poem.
Okay.
The Little Mousey.
But quietly.
A mousey sat upon a shelf, looking for a flea deep inside his fur. But he couldn't catch it. Grr! It was hidden deep way inside his skin. He turned and wriggled, knew no rest. That flea was such a nasty pest. His mommy came and searched his coat and caught the flea, and off she ran to cook it in a frying pan. Then she called to the little mousey, "Come and see, for lunch we've got a nice fat flea."
Are you writing a poem?
No, just drawing.
Do you want to show it to the others? Then who's next?
Can we do our poem again, please?
Let's give someone else a chance.
I wrote a poem.
Good.
The poor thing stands there vainly. Vainly she strains her voice. Perhaps she'll die. Then can you say how beautiful the world is today?
I don't like your poem.
Mine's called Birdsong. She doesn't know the world at all. Who stays in her nest and doesn't go out. She doesn't know what birds know best, nor what I'm to talk about. But the world is full of loveliness. When dewdrops sparkle in the grass, and earth's aflood with morning light, a blackbird sings upon a bush to greet the dawning after night. Then I know how wonderful it is to be alive. Go to the woods someday and...
In silence, the dreamer unwinds its thread, and the heart, like a loom, slowly weaves the thread. The dreamer tried to reach for the thread, but fell and never found her way back to hope. Dear brother, it may seem strange that I am writing to you, since I don't know where you are, and couldn't mail this letter to you even if I did. But I will save these letters for you for the next time we see each other. I don't like it here. All the kids make fun of me, but at least I can draw. I drew a picture of me in Terrazin so you remember me. See you soon. Love, Martin.
Since Mrs. Kafkova was murdered, we've realized we can run the school ourselves. There must be other things we can do also.
Ava,
Yes,
I miss Mommy and Daddy.
so do I.
He's going to play.
Where did they go?
I don't know.
Just watching me again.
When will we be together again?
I don't know.
But when?
Someday.
When?
Soon.
But when?
When I grow up, I'm going to be a Nazi soldier. Then I'll be treated well.
Why did they take us away?
We've been through this.
But why?
Because that's the law.
Why?
Because we're Jewish.
Why?
Because we're born Jewish.
Why?
Enough, Yana!
The Germans started making a film here yesterday. Propaganda to show to the outside world.
I saw a bird today. Another spring.
The Fuhrer presents Jews with a city. Is it possible the world will believe their lies?
Ava,
Yes,
I love you.
and I love you.
Tell me a story,
Not now.
please.
Martin, Eva.
I've got an idea.
Stay here.
Well,
Once upon a time, there was a little girl.
a little boy.
Whose story is it?
Yours. Dear Diary, this morning I stood looking out at the countryside through the fortress walls. The blue of the river and the red, yellow, purple, and purple, the spring wildflowers and butterflies.
Once upon a time, there was a little girl.
The green mountains and the houses far in the distance.
She lived with her mother and father in a beautiful house, far, far away.
But closer, I saw a group of adult prisoners being marched away. I don't know where.
They all loved each other very much.
Perhaps they didn't know either. Some of the prisoners were crying. They were also thin and gray. Will I look like that soon, too?
Sometimes the little girl and her mother got into fights, but deep down, they all loved each other very much.
You already said that.
Later, I heard gunshots in the distance. Perhaps the guards were shooting rabbits.
One day, the girl and her mother got into a terrible fight. She said some terrible things and ran away. When she got home, her mother was gone.
It makes me sad to know that I can't go out into the fields and pick wildflowers, but I do believe that one day, all of us will be free.
And she never got to say she was sorry. The end.
Everybody, Martin, Eva, and I are going to do a skit.
Right. Shh, not too loud.
The scene is Berlin.
Speak up.
The office of the commanding officer in the concentration camp Terezin.
He's terrible. Let me do it.
Eric.
It's fine, I'll do better.
The scene is Berlin. The office of the commander of concentration camp Terezin. Knock, knock, knock.
Heil Hitler.
Heil Hitler.
Heil Hitler.
What brings the Minister of Propaganda to our humble prison camp?
Word has it that the Jews in Terezin are not treated well.
Isn't that the point?
Exactly. But stories about their condition are being published in foreign newspapers, and that must be stopped.
Yes. It can mean a whole lot of trouble.
Precisely.
But what can we do? We can give them more food, improve their living conditions.
That's against our anti-Semitic principles.
Precisely.
I agree, but we can't risk the world believing in these reports.
Leave it to the Jews and their friends to ruin our fun.
Wait, I've got it.
He's got it.
He's got what?
I don't know.
We'll shoot a film.
A film! Huh?
You know all about film tricks, don't you? The magic of the cinema.
Errol Flynn, Clark Gable, Rin Tin Tin.
We'll make a movie showing what wonderful lives our guests have here, and we'll send it to all those wretched countries that are sticking their noses in our business.
Wonderful.
Brilliant.
Lights.
Camera.
Action!
Yes, Terezin is a wonderful, happy place to live. A place where Jews, thanks to the glorious Fuhrer, are here to live in peace, away from the horrors of war.
I wish that I could fly away, somewhere very far from here, where grown-ups laugh and children play, and people don't kill each other.
Maybe all of us, 10 million strong, will find that world before too long.
The Germans make their propaganda movies and show them to the world, and the world chooses to believe their lies. Because none of them know what's going on here, so it's up to us. Skits and games aren't enough. These are our lives. This is our future. We have to fight back in whatever ways we can.
I want to fight.
Stop it. Not that kind of fighting. Some of us write poems. Others keep diaries.
And you could get shot for it.
Yes, but why?
Because it's against the rules.
Because there's power in the written word? What if we organized all our writing into a newspaper? Document everything going on here. The bad and the good. Fight their lives with the truth.
Who would read it?
Us, the other prisoners. Maybe one day we could find a way to get a copy to the outside world. I wrote for my school's newspaper, and I was the editor of mine. You were? We can do this, Ava.
But we don't have a printing press.
We can handwrite the copies.
We'd have to find a lot of paper.
That can be your job.
Who put you in charge?
What?
Said they're our lives, so who put you in charge of them?
I'm not in charge
You
of it.
sure act like you are, and you're putting all of them in danger.
You'd rather sit around playing music and doing nothing?
Playing music is something. Holding on to a bit of art
and beauty and humanity is something. Staying alive is something.
But is it enough?
It's enough for me. More than enough.
Not for me.
Me neither.
Let the grown-ups do the fighting. We're kids.
Anyone caught doing this will be killed. We won't get caught. I won't put the little kids at risk. Then you and I can put out the first issue alone.
That's not fair.
After the first issue, it'll be each person's decision. It's got to have a name.
I know. Venom. We are leading.
I love it.
I know that piece.
Play very well.
Not really.
You do.
Thanks.
You're lucky they let you keep your violin. I
I-
studied the piano, but
I'd die if they took my violin away.
at least I was able to bring this. Not a piano, but something.
I couldn't live without music.
Hardest part is having to play everything from memory.
Maybe we could sort of help each other. Teach each other, play together.
I don't know.
Of course, I don't play very well yet.
Play beautifully.
No, you play beautifully.
Then it's settled. We both play beautifully.
I'm 12.
I'm 14. My name's Pavel. Pavel Hoffman.
I know. I'm Gabriella.
Gabriella Venturova. It's nice to officially meet you. Play something. Anything.
Everything leans, like tottering hunched old women. Every eye shines with fixed waiting, and for the word when, you believe every bit of news you hear. The buildings are now fuller, bodies smelling close to body. The garrets scream for light for long, long hours. This evening, I walked along the street of death. On one wagon, they were taking the dead away. Why have so many marches been drummed here? Why so many soldiers? Then, a week after the end, everything will be empty here. A hungry dove will peck for bread. In the middle, within an empty, dirty hearse.
Terracing is full of beauty. Through you, with you. Perhaps I could have on blinders. It's the only life and art and love.
Let's play house. I'll be the mommy, and you be the daddy, and Anna will be the child.
No, I want to play my best meal. My best meal is chicken soup with noodles and roasted chicken and potatoes and...
No, we're playing house. Give mommy a big hug. That's a good girl. Now give daddy a hug before he goes to work.
Daddy's not going to work.
Why not? I have a holiday. Then you can play with the baby.
She can play by herself.
Well, if you're not going to the office and you won't play with our child, then you can help me with the housework.
Okay, but first I want you to make me something to eat.
Okay, what would you like?
Chicken soup with noodles and roasted chicken and potatoes and...
I heard you're not playing right.
I found it! I found the underground room. I met Bertha Dorner, the Klein's artist.
I don't believe it. You can't imagine what the place is like. The stench hits you 5 minutes before you're even there. And the filth. There are no toilets, just holes. I didn't think I'd find it at first. No one would take me. They said kids didn't belong there, and they didn't want to be responsible. But then an old woman gave me directions.
only I got lost. There's hardly any light. But then, Ava, he lives in a space that's, I don't know, 5 by 5. He sleeps on the dirt floor. You wouldn't think anything but an animal could exist there. But when your eyes finally adjust, you look around and you see that the room is full of tiny, beautiful little sculptures. He was so happy to speak to me.
Did you take notes?
No, it was too dark.
Do it now, before I forget anything.
I think Miroslav's newspaper is a good idea.
They're going to get themselves killed.
If you were writing an article, what would it be about?
I wouldn't.
I'd write about us, finding each other here in this place, practicing our music in spite of everything.
We're going to play or not.
I want people to know about this.
I asked Bertha Dorner, do you wish you weren't blind? He thought a moment before responding. Sometimes, but other times I find my blindness to be a blessing. You don't need eyes to think. When I concentrate, I can think myself away from this dirt and filth and travel to beautiful places.
It's going to be a wonderful article.
Have you finished your editorial?
Almost. Can I play too?
I don't know.
He can be the older brother. Go take your sister for a ride in your wagon.
Where is it?
You have to pretend. Don't you know anything? Don't talk to our son that way. Now, you watch the children while I make dinner.
Fine.
What are you doing?
Taking my baby sister for a ride in her wagon. It's just pretend, Elena.
I'm not Elena. I'm a Nazi soldier, and Jews aren't allowed to have wagons.
It's just a game.
No, it isn't.
Why did you let them take away our son's wagon?
Why did my daddy let them take away my bicycle? Because daddies are just daddies, but Nazis are the law.
I don't want to play anymore. You ruined our game, Elena.
More and more, you hear of prisoners stealing food from each other. But what do we say about these people? That they're hungry? We're all hungry, but don't all become thieves. You cannot blame them because terrorism drives them to do things they would never ordinarily do. What about the people who risk their lives to help others around here? Yes, we do see examples of the most extreme selfishness. We also see examples of the most extreme selflessness, and neither is caused by terrorism. Both of the person's true face being revealed, stripped of the mask of social pretense.
Venom, Volume 1, Issue 1.
Venom!
It's beautiful. Tomorrow, I'm going to start bringing it to the other barracks.
No, that's too dangerous. You could get caught.
It's a chance I have to take.
I want to write an article. Me too.
About what?
I don't know.
We agreed not to put the little kids at risk.
We agreed after this issue, it'd be each person's decision.
Yana is not going to get involved.
That's not fair.
Yana!
I'll help you take it to the other barracks.
First, we'll need more copies.
I'll get Elena to start.
Be careful.
I loved the article about the sculpture still creating art.
Isn't that what you said was important?
Yeah, congratulations.
Maybe you could write an article about the musicians in the camp and the secret concerts.
I don't think so. Come on, Gabriella.
What are those?
Nothing, just drawings.
They're good.
You think so?
Yeah. Maybe you could do some for the newspaper.
Really?
Yeah.
This one's you, bringing down the walls of the camp.
Using my words is my weapon.
You can have it.
Thanks.
I've done lots of pictures of the kids in the camp.
Have you shown them to them?
They just make fun of me.
They do that a lot, don't they?
This one's Elena's house. You know how she's always missing it.
I think she'd like it.
You do?
A lot. Oh, but don't let the guards see these.
Don't worry, I have a special hiding spot for them.
Good.
I write write an article for the newspaper?
Because I don't want anything bad to happen to you.
Because you promised Mommy and Daddy.
And because I love you.
On a purple sunshine evening, under white flowering chestnut trees, I stand looking, full of wonder, at all that nature brings us every day. The world's abloom and seems to smile. I want to fly, but where? How high? If in barbed wire things can bloom, why couldn't I? I will not die.
It's beautiful. It looks just like my house. Thank you.
You're welcome.
If I describe my mother to you real well, could you maybe draw a picture of her for me too?
Maybe.
My old house stands in silence, stands in sleep. So beautiful and filled with life. So beautiful a place to live. Abandoned now. Rotting in silence. Tainted house. Tainted time.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu, b'mizvah v'tzivanu, l'chad likner shel Shabbos.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, chamotzi lechem min haaretz.
Toward a glimmer of light in the dark, dark night, we shall lead the way. With our eyes open wide, we won't be denied. We shall lead the way. Our spirits are high, no more standing by. We shall lead the way when the battle is done.
Another day has gone for keeps into the bottomless pit of time. But in the ghetto, darkness too is kind to weary eyes who all day long have had to watch.
Dear brother, sometimes it's hard to believe I've only been here for 6 months. My memories of our life in Prague seem more and more like a dream, like a story I was once told, but never really happened. I don't remember ever not being hungry. I don't remember ever not being frightened. But the scariest thing is that I can't remember what you and Mommy and Daddy look like. I try to draw you. I close my eyes so hard to picture your faces, but I can't. Would I recognize you if I saw you? Would you recognize me?
They started to do a lot of work around the camp. Old buildings are being painted, new structures are being built, gardens are being dug. They put up signs calling Terezin the Jewish settlement area. No one is sure why, but the rumor is that the Germans have agreed to let the Red Cross visit. Hopes are high that conditions will change, not a moment too soon. Despite the fresh paint, things have gotten so much worse. There is even less food and even more sickness.
This morning, Elena and I saw a mother holding a small child, maybe 1 or 2 years old. It was so hungry it didn't even have enough strength to cry. A hawk was perched on one of the fortress walls, watching. It knew the child was about to die. When I get out of here, when I grow up, I want to become a doctor, to take care of sick children. Love, Martin. P.S. I drew a picture of the mother and the baby and the hawk.
Martin Lowy was executed today. His offense, being caught writing a letter to his brother. Dedicate the next issue of Venom to him. We'll include a biography and some of his letters and drawings.
Haven't you learned anything? Pavel, don't. Do you think they'll know about your newspaper? About everything you're doing? They're watching us. They're watching everyone all the time.
They can't watch everywhere at once.
They have informers.
What?
Prisoners who get special treatment in return for information, extra food, blankets.
Those are just rumors.
How many deaths are you willing to be responsible for?
Maybe we should stop for a while. No, we can't. Not now. The Red Cross is coming. This could be our only chance to show the world what's really going on here. So we've got to put out even bigger issues of Venom, filled with as much information as possible, to get them to the delegation, to let them know the truth. It's too dangerous now. I'm going to do this even if I have to do it alone.
Although, me too. So will I.
Do you want to be the next martyr?
We have to, Pavel. If I get caught, what will happen to Yana? What will happen to her if we stand here and do nothing? Look at us. Is this how anyone should be forced to live? They took us away from our homes, families, and culture for one purpose, to destroy us. But we can't let them succeed. Separated from the love and happiness of family, we've created our own family. Separated from the rest of civilization by violent hatred, we are creating our own society based on love for our fellow men. A society with respect, trust, and nothing but contempt for any kind of persecution. We will continue to write. We will continue to learn. We will continue to grow. We will continue to write. We will continue to document.
A little garden. The path is narrow and a young boy walks along it. A little boy. A sweet boy. Like that growing blossom. But when the blossom comes to bloom, the little boy will be no more. Don't you touch Martin's things! Don't you touch his stuff!
Why was someone to put some of Martin's drawings in the newspaper?
All you ever did was make fun of him. Don't touch his things!
Ava! It's okay.
Put it down!
Put them down, Eric. What you said? Put them down. How about if you go through them? Bring me the ones you think Martin would have liked to have in the newspaper for the Red Cross to see.
He was my friend.
I know.
Can I help? Leave me alone.
The heaviest wheel rolls across our foreheads to bury itself deep somewhere inside of our memories. We suffered more than enough here in this cloud of grief and shame. 4th year of waiting, like standing above a swamp, which at any moment might gush forth a spring, but the river flows another way, not letting you live, not letting you die, and the cannons don't scream, and the guns don't bark, and you don't see blood here, nothing, only silent hunger. Children steal bread here and ask and ask and ask. All would like to sleep, keep silent, and sleep again. The heaviest wheel rolls across our foreheads to bury itself deep somewhere inside of our memories.
Venom report. Wandering around Terrazin. The central morgue is situated deep within the fortifications, accessible only through a maze of Winobus tunnels. Regularly, carts with dead bodies rattle along the stone floors, the bare steps echoing underground. The morgue has been in existence since 1942, August 12th. 21,000 dead bodies have gone through its corridors. I watched as the workers wrap the dead body. I asked them what it's like handling corpses all the time. Washing them, wrapping them, taking them to the crematorium.
We take our work seriously, I was told. Though the authorities don't permit us to bury as custom dictates, still, we treat the dead respectfully. Last September was a good example. We had to bury over 4,000 dead bodies. There was no time to sleep, barely time to eat, but we did not fail. It wasn't their physical strength that kept them going. It was something more.
My hand's giving in a cramp.
What if we die here?
Ava,
We could.
I know, but I try not to think about it.
But if we did, wouldn't it be horrible to die without, you know?
Ava! What if Yana heard you?
I'm tired of worrying about Yana. We're young, we're supposed to have fun.
Supposed to's don't matter anymore.
You're right, I don't. So, wouldn't it
Wouldn't it what?
be horrible?
Yes.
What if Pavel asked you?
He wouldn't.
What if he did? Do you think about it?
I don't know.
I think about Miroslav.
I know.
What do you mean?
The way you look at him.
Did he ever say anything to you about me?
Once.
Really? What?
He told me to watch you, that you could write out a page of Bedouin faster and neater than anybody else.
He's not human.
He's driven.
I might as well be a boy for all he cares.
Boys are strange. My mother told me that once. She said, usually if you're interested in one, you have to be the one who speaks up.
Maybe I will.
Will what?
Speak up. So,
So what?
you never answered. Do you think about it?
We're falling behind.
Do you?
Yes.
And
Sometimes I wish you would ask, but I wouldn't say yes.
neither would I.
I wouldn't.
Wouldn't what?
Are you all right? I brought some paper.
Thanks.
Oh, we'd better get back to work. You don't want to disappoint Miroslav. I heard a man and woman talking about the trains to Poland today. They said that they ship everybody off to bigger camps where they kill people by the thousands with gas. Don't cry, Anna. I'll protect you. I won't let them kill you.
That's great. Where did you learn it?
From my father. My parents used to go dancing all the time, and before they'd leave, they'd always have one dance with me and my brother. We had such fun. And the next morning, I'd make my mother tell me everything, and who was there, and what they were wearing, and what music was playing. And she would. And then she'd say, just you wait, Gabby. When you're a little bit older, boys will be lining up to take you dancing every night.
My parents were very strict. I mean, they loved us, but they were just old-fashioned.
Would you teach me that?
What are you doing sneaking up on us?
Can you teach me? Sure. See, you start like this, then you, no, that foot, and then you, maybe you could stop for a while. Why? You don't want to get sick.
Martin did get sick. And he's dead. My parents didn't get sick. And why does it matter?
You could have been nicer to her.
I don't like her. She scares Yana.
Does she scare you too?
Come on, let's dance some more.
We should get back to work. Miroslav's waiting on our articles.
Just a few more minutes. Pretend I'm Pavel.
Ava.
Venom report. The old woman. A March storm has covered everything with snow. This afternoon, I stood watching the people. It was very cold outside, but it was just as cold inside. I saw an old woman with gray hair and a torn scarf. She kind of looked like my grandmother. It's funny, I haven't thought of my family in a very long time. She walked quickly and carried a metal dish. She must have been going for lunch. Suddenly, she slipped on the icy pavement and hit her head. Some of the other prisoners tried to help her up, but she was dead. That afternoon, when I thought of the old grandmother and the old woman, I felt like crying.
Eric, do you want to play?
I don't have time for games anymore.
Miroslav! Vedum Report. The recitation. On March 18th at 6:30 p.m., Vlastoshinova recited Maka's May and L203. A Terezin attic, dim light, freezing cold. 50 to 70 people crowded into a few square meters, starved for culture, willing to risk their lives to hear a poem. A gong signaled the start of the performance. Vlastoshinova's recitation was perfect. It was a song. It was a picture. We traveled with her deep into the woods and felt the warm night rain and smelled the scent of pine needles. We basked in the moonlight and heard the songs of the wind blowing through the tops of the ancient trees. The beauty, the magic, the power of the written word.
Did Pavel go with you?
If her words could affect me like that, Miroslav has to be right about the newspaper.
And it won't just inspire the other prisoners. Everyone says the Red Cross is coming soon.
I know. Read me your article.
Vedum Report. Rules. One of the hardest rules to live with in Terezin is the rule that the rules change every day. For some time, we haven't been allowed to walk on the sidewalk. But yesterday, it was decided that we were to only walk on the sidewalk. Of course, there was no announcement. But once the first lawbreakers were beaten, word quickly spread through the camp. Another new rule is the flower rule. I was walking by the walls, trying to see the crocuses beginning to bloom outside the camp, when a guard stopped me. He didn't look much older than me.
Someone's coming. Pavel! You scared us.
You're supposed to be practicing. I waited and I waited. Thought something.
Sorry, I lost track of the time.
I told you not to let them talk you into this.
Nobody talked me into anything. I wanted to do it.
Why? So it could end like Martin?
I could have wind up like Martin by walking on the sidewalks the wrong day or by picking a flower. What if tomorrow's rule is that we can't play music or sing or whistle or hum?
I don't want you to die.
Are we living if we can't ask an adult to give us music lessons? If we have to sneak into attics to hear poems recited? Pavel.
Start with Vedum Report.
Then what?
Just tell me the story. I'll write it down.
I saw an old man sitting on the ground.
What did he look like?
He was very old and skinny, and he had a long white beard that went all the way down to his lap.
Anything else?
He only had one tooth. This one.
Good. Why was he sitting on the ground?
Because there was nowhere else to sit. He was trying to eat some crust of bread, only he couldn't because that bread was too hard for that one tooth to chew. But he kept trying. I told him that some of my teeth fell out too, but Ava said new ones would grow. Miroslav, wake up!
I'm awake.
Isn't my story good?
It's fine. I'm just very tired.
If you want, you can take a nap and I can sing you a lullaby. You can even hold my doll.
What are you doing?
Miroslav's helping me write an article for the newspaper.
No! I told you she's too young. I don't want her involved.
I want to do it, Ava.
It's her decision.
I'm not a baby anymore.
What happened next?
I told him I was sure he would grow new teeth too.
Vedum Report. The typhus epidemic that rages through Terezin claims more and more lives. The rumor is that it was deliberately started by German soldiers who scattered infected prisoners around the camp. It's more economical than transports to Poland. Now we've come to believe that anything is possible.
Why didn't you get our newspaper to the Red Cross? Why didn't you even try?
No one was allowed anywhere near them.
If you'd given the copies to me like I'd asked, I would have given it to them.
And you'd be dead.
We're not allowed to go down there.
At least I would have died doing something.
Also, I want you to rewrite your article and include the other side.
What other side? They're using kids, prisoners just a little older than us, as slave labor in their munitions factories. And whose idea was in the first place?
Eric,
Mr. Epstein and the other Jewish elders.
Mr. Epstein says he's saving their lives. That it's only because they're being used in the factories. They're not being shipped off to Poland.
Which one's worse?
I'm not saying he's right. I'm just saying to include his side.
Maybe I'll also include that he looks well fed.
Eric! Wait! Eric!
Bed report. The big joke. Today the Red Cross visited the camp. Yesterday's final preparations shipped 1/3 of Teresa's residents to Poland, so it wouldn't seem too crowded here. This morning, old Mr. Epstein was given a new suit and top hat and named the mayor. He was the only Jew to tour with the Red Cross visitors. He was accompanied by his chauffeur. Of course, his chauffeur was really an SS officer in civilian clothes. The delegation had a lovely day. Photos were taken. Some of the younger children were given new clothes and got to ride on the carousel in the new play area, which was specially built for the occasion. We got to go round and round all day on the carousel. We got to go round and round for 8 hours without a stop. The Red Cross people were very happy to see that the rumors that they had heard were false. That living conditions were fine, that there was no overcrowding, that food was ample, that we had our own independent government. They were careful not to open any doors they weren't shown, not to speak to anyone they weren't introduced to, not to continue down the road to the crematoriums, not to touch the wet paint. Everyone was very, very happy. Why didn't you get the newspaper to the Red Cross? Why didn't you even try?
No one was allowed anywhere near them.
They didn't see it.
If you'd given the copy to me like I'd asked, I would have ran screaming at them. Read this! I would have jumped off the darn carousel waving the newspaper at them.
And you'd be dead.
At least I would have died doing something. You're too scared to even try.
That's not fair.
Fair? Is it fair that we're here?
No.
Come on.
But we've got to fight back.
We are. By staying alive. By defying them.
I used to think you had all the answers. If only I could be like Miroslav. But it's just talk.
Stop it, Eric.
Make me. You won't do anything to me. You won't do anything to the Germans. You won't do anything to anyone.
I'm warning you.
You're nothing but a fast-talking coward.
Stop it! Stop it!
Close your eyes.
Pavel.
Close your eyes.
Okay.
Now stick out your hand. Happy birthday.
You remembered. How did you, where did you?
It was growing by the wall,
That's against the rules. You could have been.
but I wasn't.
It's beautiful.
Now, I'm going to take you dancing.
Dancing. Where?
The most wonderful restaurant, the most beautiful orchestra. Close your eyes again. Close them. Can you see it? The waiters are all in tails,
Yes.
and the tables are beautifully set,
With flowers
and silver.
and fine china.
The orchestra has begun playing.
A waltz. I love waltzes.
May I have this dance?
Certainly.
Love you.
I love you too.
I have another surprise for you.
What is it?
Veteran report.
Pavel.
Months ago, pianist Gideon Klein discovered a grand piano in the old school garret. It appeared not to have been touched in 50 years. Since finding it, Mr. Klein has spent every free moment restoring the instrument. He broke many rules, took many risks. But the result is, he's going to play in a concert in the old school garret for as many people as can squeeze in. The opportunity, Mr. Klein said, to give a gift of my music to these fellow prisoners makes all the risks worthwhile. The concert's tonight. Will you go with me?
Of course.
It doesn't start until 7, but I want to make sure we get in. The garret isn't very big.
As you poets, I would like to write about spring and love, about sunny days, about cool evenings filled with the charm of moonlight, about birds and flowers and trees in bud, as I did in the past, when I was not as tired as I am now. As you, I would like to say goodbye to summer, to the bright sun whose rays do not get through bars, or to caress withering buds for a while. But I cannot. I am in prison.
Half a century since anyone so much as touched this piano. Has anyone let it sing as it was meant to? Loving hands which strike softly, which thunder. This man's music is as heady as the heavens before it rains. There are transports.
We know.
The whole camp knows.
I've never seen so many trains in my life.
I heard they're going to Birkenau.
Someone told us Auschwitz.
Who cares where they're going? I care. Even my doll. Not now.
I'm scared.
Been through it all before.
Not like this. They say they're going to ship out the whole camp.
They who?
Everyone. They say the Allies are getting close. So they want to speed up the exterminating.
They've been wrong before. They could be wrong again.
And I say, this time they aren't. Ava, she's broken.
I'll fix your doll.
Everyone says that the war is ending, that the Germans are to be defeated.
And they don't want any survivors.
A man who knows someone who works in the Secretariat told me the same thing. He said his friend overheard one of the guards saying that things will go badly for them after the war, if there are witnesses.
Exactly. It would go just as badly if the Allies discovered camps full of bodies. Which is why they're shipping everyone to Poland, where they can use the gas and mass
You don't know
crematoriums.
that.
Otherwise, they just machine gun us all here.
Oh,
Somebody who knows somebody who knows somebody who knows somebody overheard something? It's all just rumors.
What if it's not? What if we're on the list?
we've got to hide our work. All of it. The poems, the drawings, the newspaper. We can't take it with us to Poland, or it could be lost forever there. We also got to know each other's hiding places, so who's ever left, whoever survives, can uncover them.
I can't think that way.
We have to, or it'll all have been for nothing. Everything we've done, everything we've worked for nothing.
Pretty good joke.
Here's my hiding spot, under this floorboard.
This was Martin's spot. I'm putting my writing in with his.
This is for ours, mine and Giannis.
I don't want to go to Poland.
We're not going anywhere yet.
This is my spot.
Here's mine.
Eric,
I don't care about my stupid writing. I care about fighting back.
with what?
With whatever I can. Rocks? Sticks my fists?
The transport list must be up. We're going to see who's on it.
Pavel,
It's better to know.
Don't worry, Anna. I won't let anything happen to you. I promise. I'll be right with you wherever you go. You'll see.
Can you get any closer?
there are too many people. Someone's up front reading out the names. Bachner, Petter, Bloom, Alfred, Hochberg, Mark, Lankova, Mariana, Letarova, Elena, Meyer, Eric, Kova Hannah, Fredlich Stein, Weinberg Josef,
Weiss, Miroslav.
No.
Maybe you were right. Maybe we should have been fighting. Dear diary, this is my final entry. I am off to Poland. Ready? I love you. Maybe we'll find each other when it's over. Look at us. We're supposed to be kids. My best meal is cherry soup with warm, fresh baked bread and with butter, noodles with goulash, and apple strudel, and
First train pulls out. Brother Lister promised for tomorrow.
they're going to kill us all.
Papa, I'm afraid.
So am I. I want someone to know I was here. I want someone to know I existed. Someone to know about me, Gabriella, and about our music. Not much is said as afternoon turns to evening, and evening turns to night. Yet, there's a strange sense of solidarity. Tonight, it's only candlelight. And as we sit in the barracks, the shadows on the wall seem fantastic. Nobody feels like sleeping. I'm afraid of Poland. See my mother's worried eyes searching for me. Over and over, I watch Miroslav carrying Elena to the trains. What's tomorrow going to be like?
The A transport is left, and even more transports are leaving. Thousands of people have died, but it is not enough. The German weasel wants more and more blood. We have to fight back. We have to prove we're not sheep.
Listen, now it's time. Listen, now it's time. The boat whistle has sounded, and we must sail out toward an unknown port. We'll sail a long, long way, and dreams will turn to truth. The wind sings songs of far away. Oh, how beautiful the name Morocco. Just look up to heaven and think about the violets.
I once was a little child, 3 years ago. A child who longed for other worlds. But now, I am no longer a child. I have learned to hate. I am a grown-up person now. I have no fear.
Bedham report. Tonight, Eric Kozik fought back.
Barracks L310 and L318 present The Snow Queen, written by Ava Helarova and Miroslav Weiss, from the story by Hans Christian Andersen. Puppets made by Yana Helarova, Gabriela Winterova, Elena Lenarova, and Pavel Hoffman. Once upon a time, there were two little children, Carl and Gerda. They lived in a big city, and little garrets across the alley from each other, which their parents had connected by means of a roofed garden.
Hello, Gerda.
Good morning, Carl.
Do you want to play?
Of course, we are so lucky. Because our parents built us this rooftop garden, we can play without even having to go outside.
But be careful, Gerda. There's still space to fall down the street, and it's a long way down.
Don't worry, Carl. I'll be careful. This is so lovely. I wish I could stay here forever.
Not me. I want to go out into the world. Someday I want to have a big house in the country with a big garden and grass and trees.
Scene 2, the Snow Queen's fortress at the North Pole. It's so lonely here all by myself.
You have me, Your Highness.
You, wizard, you're old and ugly and useless. I think it's time to send you to Poland.
No, Your Highness, I am still useful. I have a mirror that will show you all over the world.
So what?
So, you can find a beautiful little child and take with you and keep with you forever and ever and ever.
A beautiful little child. What a wonderful idea. Scene 3, Carl and Gerda's roof garden.
It is starting to snow.
Oh no, we must go inside.
Not me. I'm going to take my sled and go to the park.
But you can't, Carl. It's against the rules.
I don't care. I'm going.
Scene 4, the park.
Whee! This is fun.
Do you like the snow, little boy?
Huh? Oh, yes.
Well, I know a place where the snow is even better.
Really? Where?
I can't tell you, but I can take you there.
I don't know.
Come. Carl, where are you? Mrs. Bird, have you seen Carl? Chirp, chirp. No, chirp, chirp. Mr. Tree, have you seen Carl?
Nope.
It's summer again. I still have not been able to find my Carl. Mrs. Cloud, have you seen my Carl?
Yes, he's at the Snow Queen's fortress in the North Pole. I can get my friend the wind to blow a strong gust to get you there. Ready?
Yes. Scene 5, the Snow Queen's fortress.
It's so cold here, and I'm so hungry, and I've been here such a long, long time. But I must be strong, or else the Snow Queen will send me away, like she sent away the wizard.
Carl, is that you?
Gerda, how is this possible?
I never stopped searching.
Quick, untie me. Now hide. When the Snow Queen comes, I'll jump out, and we can tie her up, and shh, here she comes.
What? Asleep again? This is not why I brought you here. All you do is sleep or complain about the lovely cold or about how hungry you are. I give you plenty of snow and ice to eat.
Don't you think you could turn on the oven for just a little bit?
All right, but not for too long or I'll start to melt.
Quick, Gerda.
Ah, what? Stop! What have you done?
Tied you up, and now we're going to throw you into the oven so you melt and never be able to steal any other children ever again.
Ah!
And now we can go home.
And live happily ever after.
The end. More transport lists.
Eric was right. They're shipping out the whole camp. But at least we'll be together, and together we can survive. Besides, it won't be for too long. Everyone says the allies are coming soon. What?
Don't have transport summons.
But you have to, I mean.
Doesn't matter. I'll hop on the train. They won't care if there's one more kid.
No,
Or I'll take someone else's summons.
you can't. You're safer here.
Doesn't matter. We have to stay together.
We can't.
Where's Hannah?
she is. I don't want to go to Poland. I know. But we'll go together. You and me and Anna. And perhaps when we get there, Miroslav will be waiting for us. And maybe Mommy and Daddy. Really? Maybe.
Attention, attention. All who've been issued transport summons must report to the trains immediately.
We have to go.
Find you. Promise. Consistent, quiet memory haunts me every day, reminding me of whom love I send. Wrap yourself around me. You smile, remembering my very dearest friend. Sweet remembrance, tell a fairy tale of my girl who's lost and gone from me. Tell of evil overcome by good, curse spoiled. Please bring her back to me. Fly somewhere after her and ask her, soft and low. She thinks of me sometimes, with love. If she survives, is she well? And ask her too, am I still dearest, precious dove? Hurry back, don't lose your way, so I can think of other things. Too lovely to stay. Miss you so. Goodbye, my love. No! May 8th, 1945, Liberation Day. Soviet army has arrived. We are freed. The Nazis' final act is to toss hand grenades about the camp.
We are here to help you. You are free.
Yes. Yes, I'm coming.